Hi, this is Desi Flores, and I am here at Arizona Combat Sports in Tempe, Arizona. I love local MMA. It's kind of like the March Madness of basketball. You see these people with so much heart, and you get to watch their journey, and when you see their UFC debut, it means something more to you. Like when I saw Sean O'Malley's UFC debut, it meant something to me because I watched him, I'm the LFA ring girl, I watched him at the LFA fight and thought, wow, this guy's getting to the UFC. Next thing you knew, Contender Series, the next thing you knew, UFC debut, nailed it. So I want to show you these fighters where they have this heart, they have undefeated records. This is going to be an amazing series of TUF. All of these fighters are excellent, and I want to show you their heart, their passion, something I get to see as a ring girl behind the scenes, watching every single one of their fights as they come up and get all the way into the UFC. So watch with me. Hi, this is Desi Flores, and I'm here with Kyle Stewart and John Long at Arizona Combat Sports in Tempe, Arizona, and they are both trying out for this series of TUF. Tell me, what do you need? What are the qualifications for trying out for this season?
So for this season, they're looking for undefeated fighters only, from 145 pounds to 170 pounds. And you have to have a minimum of 3 wins on your record, so you got to be at least 3-0. And so that's basically what they're looking for, is undefeated fighters with 3 or more wins. 145 to 170, and I think if you look at it like that, I'm 8-0 as a pro. I'm a 170 pounder. I feel like that was made for me.
Yep.
Yep.
You said it all.
Okay, so how do you feel about this? You already were on the Contender Series, right? How different does this feel for you?
I definitely feel a lot better if I'm going to the tryouts. I'll definitely feel a lot better going in if I get selected to go in and fight and compete, because I'm going to talk to you about my shoulder. You know, my shoulder's way better than it was when I was in the Contender Series. But I'm definitely ready for it. I think that's a weird thing, is every fighter going into this is going to be undefeated. So every fighter going into it is going to be like, man, this was made for me. Like, this is, you know, I'm undefeated. Like, you know, and if you're an undefeated fighter, you've never lost, I think you kind of get this, not an unbeatable sense, but a feeling that, like, I don't know, like I said earlier, like you feel like you belong on the show, but you get the sense that like you can't be beat. You know, when you're winning and winning and winning and winning and winning, and you're so used to winning, I think that's what's going to make it an awesome show. Is they have all these undefeated fighters in there that don't remember what it's like to lose. You know, and me winning, like I've fought in amateur boxing, amateur kickboxing, amateur Muay Thai. I've won all those. So to me, it's just like I feel like it's going to be great. You get a lot of other guys with that much experience going into the show. A lot of guys that really, truly believe in themselves. They're not there just to try and, you know, oh, I want to be on the Ultimate Fighter, but they want to win, and they know how to win. And all they know how to do is win. So I think that makes for an awesome show.
It does, because obviously you're going to be watching great fighters fight against each other. There's some of these series of redemption and things like that where you know the people have lost. You've never lost.
Yeah.
And for anybody that doesn't know, I'm the WFF ring girl, and it's been over a year now. And I started going, you know, go do my thing, and you were like it seemed like you were on every single card.
Yeah.
And then one day I realized, I'm like, I've never seen him lose.
Yeah.
And I looked up your record, and you were undefeated. And then you went to LFA, and you won again. And then John has been one of my friends for a long time, so I know there was one point that I had been at every single one of your pro fights. And I want to ask you, how does that feel for you? I know that I was at one of your fights, and you almost lost. Like there was a moment I started screaming. I got nervous for you, and you just came back.
Fight?
Yeah. Yes.
You want to hear a crazy plot twist to that?
What's that?
I was cornering against him.
No way.
Yeah. No, yeah. I was literally, he was fighting Ali, and I was cornering on the other end, and I was just like, well, damn, this kid is tough.
You just took it, bam.
Well, man, I wasn't preparing for, you know, a tall pro boxer. Like I was preparing for, you know, short grappler, you know. So it's, you know, when everything switched up 4 days ahead of time, I was just like, oh boy, you know. But yeah, man, it's I feel good going into this. I feel like everything has. I'm the type of person where I feel like everything happens for me. Like I fix my fights, I do my fights, everything like that, and then it might be a little while between I'll get injured or something like that. But you're not gonna be in my heart when it comes down to the fights. It might be faster. I'm not the strongest. I'm not the fastest, but I'll outsmart you. I'll get you down. I'll find an angle.
Find a way to win, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'll find a way to win.
Winners find a way to win. People that are undefeated may not be the best or the strongest, but they find ways to win.
So what do each of you think you're bringing to the show? Stylistically, or like what technique do you have? What's your strength?
I mean, I'm a really good striker. I got really powerful hands. That's something that's exciting. People like to see that I bring into when I fight. I'm really talented, and I can. A lot of people have certain styles. Like, oh, this guy kind of fights like this, and that's his style. But with my martial arts and my striking background, I can literally look like one fighter and completely switch and go to a completely different style of fighter. Like as far as striking goes. And John and I played around before. Like I'll go to like I'll walk you down and I'll kind of be a bully, be a boxer, a kickboxer. Or I'll just go wide and linear and do some more like point fighting karate style stuff. It's exciting to watch for sure. But that's the puzzle that I get. If I feel like I'm losing in one, then I can completely change the game and go to another one. And I do it all the time in sparring. I'm kind of being unsuccessful here, so I change up how I fight, and I can win the next couple of rounds or whatever. And I can do that in my fights as well.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing I've noticed about your fights. They're always entertaining.
Yeah.
Always. There's never been a boring fight. How about you?
I'm well-rounded. I think the sharpest tool, the best tool that I have is my mind. In all of my fights, it's, I can look at you, see what you're doing, things like that, and then figure out a way to beat you. So if I know that you're about to throw strikes, punches, I'm very unorthodox, and I'm always going to finish. I don't want to sit there and get into 25-minute work, and I don't want to. I'm going to finish every time, every chance I get. Whether it's on the ground, whether it's stand up, it's going to come at you from different angles. You're not going to know where it's coming from. You're not going to be able to pick up my read.
From what I know of each of you, I'm going to be very honest here, and Kyle, you seem like you're always on it. You never, how do you mentally stay on top of things? Your fights are one right after another. I don't really see you take a break. When you're injured, you were on social media, aggravated. You wanted to get back in the cage. You couldn't believe it. How do you stay that strong mentally all the time? How are you that consistent?
It sucks for me sometimes. I mean, if people, and I felt like when I got injured, and I've been injured a bunch of times, injuries, not oh, I hurt myself, but I need surgery. And I feel like a lot of people, when you see these fighters in the UFC, and you see these fighters that are being successful, you just look at them as natural winners, right? And I've never lost in the cage. I've never lost in a fight. I never lost as a professional, never lost. But one thing that I wanted to make sure people got the message, dude, I take losses. When you break your ankle, I broke my ankle right here, sitting right about where we're at right now. And your ankle's hanging off your leg, and they're lifting it, and you're the doctor goes, dude, you're not going to be able to train for another 6 months. And you're in a boot, and you come into practice, and you see everybody training that hurts, that's what taking a loss feels like when you watch, and then everybody else is progressing, and you see these other fighters doing well. As a matter of fact, when I cornered against John, remember when I was on my little e-scooter?
He scooted up to me and he was like, oh, good job.
Yeah, great fight, man.
Thanks, man.
Because I had a broken ankle and I had this boot on, and I had to use a little e-scooter. So I was scooting around the venue. It was so embarrassing.
But you were there.
Yeah, but no, for me staying motivated is just, I always look at, a lot of people look at different adversity in different ways, and I look at it as I get angry and I go this is another opportunity for me to prove it doesn't matter what hand you're dealt, it matters how you react to it. A lot of people fold, a lot of people, we all know people that they trained for a certain amount of time, they were good, they were talented, and then just walked away from the sport. And they were the athletes, they were the guys that was dude, you're the future.
That will never be you.
That will never be
you show
me.
that
will never be me. I'll never be in that. I think that's something that's helped me is I've never been the guy that people looked at me and dude, you're amazing. When people see me fight, they love my fights, but in the gym, I get beat up all the time. I get hurt, I get injured. And that's always been something I'll always just be tougher. I'll always, when something bad happens, I get an injury or something, I'm gonna push for it. My doctor tells me it's gonna be 6 months, and I'm yeah, watch, it'll be 3. In my head automatically. Same thing with my shoulder, where I'm just I'm gonna go out of my way to prove that this isn't gonna slow me down.
Well, I think you both definitely have heart. That's what's always attracted me to you guys as a fighter. John, you're a little different though. I see sometimes you kind of remind me of myself. Like in my competing, I am all in it. I am everything. I have all my heart. And then I'm like, whew, I need a break. And for like a couple months, I'm not on it as much. And then when I'm in it, I'm in it more than probably anyone else.
Yeah.
I think you're the same way. So I see you so passionate, so into it. You'll take time. I mean, you took time to go to Thailand. You devoted your entire life to that for a period. And when you're in it, you're in it. How do you see yourself, like, how would you explain that? How do you stay motivated?
I mean, with anything, I feel like I operate my life in cycles. It's like sometimes I want to go fight all out, and when I'm in a certain thing, like when I want to do fighting, when I'm taking a fight or anything like that, or training for one, I'm all in 100%. Everything that I do is fighting. So from the start of the day to the end of the day, all I'm doing is thinking about fighting. Whether I'm at home chilling, all I'm thinking about is combination, shadow boxing in my living room. When I'm not fighting, I have other things going on. For example, like if I got to play a show or something like that, that's all. Okay, so it's like I follow my interests, as far as that goes. And now that I've gone to Thailand, I decided that this is really the route that I want to go as far as everything goes. I injured myself over in Thailand, so that kind of set me back a bit. So now it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm taking it in stride and being patient with life. Everything happens for a reason. It comes when it's supposed to. And now that this opportunity is presenting itself, I feel like it's perfect.
Totally. I feel like there's a lot of things like that have happened in my career. Like, think about that. You got injured in Thailand, so immediately you're like, this sucks. Like, I'm hurt, I'm injured. And then this Ultimate Fighter opportunity comes along. Let's say you hadn't been injured, you wouldn't have been sent home. Your recovery wouldn't have been as fast. You wouldn't be as ready to go as you are now. You know what I'm saying? Or say, like, you would have taken a fight or a more dangerous fight back then. You know what I'm saying? I look at, there's so many things that happened with me where I look, something negative happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that time you were injured and you wanted to get in the cage.
Yeah, and so
now
right then it seems like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, that's the big thing with me. It's like, my upbringing and all that kind of stuff, it's like some bad shit happened when I was younger, so it like taught me the discipline to be like, okay, what else can I do right now? Like, how am I going to stay positive in this whole mindset and just focus on improving other areas of my life, whereas this right now, I can't really focus on it that much.
Right.
So,
that kind of transitions into the next thing. You said you had a upbringing. I know I saw on social media earlier that you were talking about your application and how when you were filling it out, you realized, wow, I've had a really tough life. What's on that application? What do you have to sit into the UFC to do this?
Well, it asks you about your day-to-day activities, like how you go about your days. Basically your upbringing, what happened, what you did, what made you want to be a fighter, how was your home life when you were a kid, what are you doing nowadays, and that's all that stuff. So it's basically what the ultimate fighter, what the UFC contract is, and how and what do you want to improve.
And what does it mean to you?
It gives me a good platform. It gives me a lot better platform. I love people. I'm a coach. I love coaching people. I love teaching people. I have an amateur fight team that I coach. I've seen people change. This changed my life. It gives me a good platform to where I can inspire people. Same thing, no matter what background. If a shitty childhood, they got put in foster care, they went through a bunch of child abuse when they were younger. It doesn't matter what it is. There's something positive that you can get out of your life and choose to lift others and inspire others.
So how much does it mean to you? This is everything. Everything's on the line right now.
This is everything. Yeah. Right now, this is life changing. This would be the biggest blessing that I'd call. Everything happens for a reason.
And how about you, Kyle? What does this mean to you?
Well, I'm pretty outspoken about my purpose and my drive and my reason why I'm fighting. I got into martial arts as a kid. I've done martial arts my whole life, and then about 21 years old, I was like, I want to get into MMA specifically. I was still in the Marine Corps at that time, and I was winning, and I was winning in grappling, and I was winning in amateur and smoker, and I was winning as an amateur fighter, and then I was winning amateur boxing, and I was just like, I'm good at this. And I realized like there's certain things that people are blessed with in life, certain there's certain things that like this is my niche, and then I saw the momentum and the wave of my guys that I've surfed with, other Marines and stuff, have gotten behind me. They were motivated by it. They get jacked up about it. And every time I fight, that's why like, I carry the Marine Corps flag out and everybody goes bananas. Like that's where I'm at when I'm going and I'm fighting. That's what I fight for. And that's, for me, fighting and winning in the UFC would, because they've all seen me shadow boxing in Afghanistan after a patrol. They've all seen me.
That's almost like kind of makes me emotional.
Yeah, they've all seen me. Yeah, like I said, like coming back after being awake for 15 hours and staying in post and then going on a patrol in 120-degree weather and coming back and taking your flak jacket off and be like, hey doc, come here, let's hit mitts. And he's holding mitts for me, and I wasn't even very good at that time, but I knew at that time like I wanted to be. I knew I was a good fighter, and I knew that I would come home from Afghanistan and I would make it to the UFC. And all those dudes kind of really looked at it and they thought it was weird. And I would wait for the sun to come down so I could see my shadow on whatever mud hut I was at, and I would literally shadow box. Be like, okay, my jab's not looking straight in. And I would do stuff like that, and I would do it. People just kind of laugh and shrug it off and be like, whatever. Then I get messages by those guys now as I'm undefeated and I'm a pro and I'm winning, knocking people out in 7 seconds, and they're like, dude, you wanted this for like years, and nobody else when we were deployed was doing stuff like that. Everybody, when we were done patrolling, we were done whatever, whether it was a gunfight or anything crazy would happen, I would just go into my own world of, okay, now I have to focus on where I jump rope for 45 minutes, do a deck of cards like in prison, like do 500 push-ups, and people would see that. And now for them to see where I was at then and see where I'm at now, I know that inspires them because they're like, dude, we never thought this dude was gonna do anything. And he just fought on the Contender series. And then what they're gonna see me is me going to the Ultimate Fighter, and me win the show, and me fighting the UFC, and they're gonna be like, dang, that dude did it. You know what I'm saying? But kind of like what John was saying about his past and his purpose. Every fighter has their purpose. That's what I love about this sport. That's why, like, even though, like I said, I cornered against John. John's a great dude. Like, we're friends now. We're boys. We train together. But every fighter has a purpose and something that they're fighting for, and they bring that. That's what drives them into the cage. When you're sitting there and you're going, this dude's gonna try and knock me out in front of all my family and friends, and everybody in the crowd's gonna go bananas, you know. And then you think of everybody that's behind you, and you're like, don't be a bitch. You know, like you said you were gonna do this. Don't be like, let's go. And
so
that's
pressure feeds you.
Yeah, it does, exactly. And that's where I think about so many people that I have behind me that, you know, like, I'm going in there with my purpose, and he's going in there with his purpose. And on this show, it's going to be all undefeated guys. Everybody.
How are you guys practicing together today? I mean, I was a little surprised that even if I didn't even know you guys were friends, but even if you were, that you would come in here and you're helping each other. You're teaching each other things. You're saying, oh, how do you do this? Let me recommend this. I mean, you're about to go on a show and basically compete against each other.
Well, okay, so the thing with me and John is, like I said, I cornered against him, and I've known John, like, you come up in the MMA community is very small, and they go, like I said, that guy's really good over there, he's beating everybody, and that guy over there is really good, he's beating everybody, maybe they should fight each other. And then, so I even said to her, let me fight John Long. Or promoters would ask me, or vice versa, and it never happened. But I would watch him fight, and I think, like, after he fought Ali, when I cornered him, that kid is good, and how he was doing, and I could see, like he said earlier, he's very intelligent, he's a very smart fighter, and the way he strikes and what he does, there's a lot that I know I can learn from him. So when I get together with him, it's just like I said, every fighter has their purpose. But if I can come together with him as a friend and he can make me better and I can help him, like if I tell him one thing, like, John, what do you think about this? And he sees that and that clicks in his head, and then he goes out and he wins because of it, or it helps him be successful, that makes me feel good. You know, and I see it the same way. If he shows me something, he shows me things every day where I'm like, I like that. Like today, he was just showing me like a technique today, and I was like, wow, like I really step back, right? Like, dang, I really like that. And you notice when you train with other people that have different styles, different philosophies, that like you can pick up so many small little things. Train with the same people every day, you do the same thing every single day.
Right. And small things end up being big things.
Yeah,
sometimes.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would fight him now, for sure. I definitely wouldn't want to fight him now. I mean, I feel like, and that's what I've trained a lot of places with other people, and on the level that we're fighting at now, I feel like we're definitely more beneficial as friends and training partners, helping each other, than we are, oh, I need to win. You know what I'm saying? I need to fight, you know, like, I feel like he could definitely. My career will improve greater with him as a training partner than it would either one of us fighting and getting a win. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you guys going down there together?
Well, definitely, yeah, we're gonna be there. I don't know if we're gonna arrive yet. We haven't really discussed that, but we're gonna meet up when we're there. One of my boys is gonna be there to help us out. But yeah, we got together kind of because I saw that he was gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I was like, dude, why don't we train together? We ran together, came in here last week and trained together, and then came here and trained today.
All right, sounds